Hello everybody and welcome back to Book Time. I am so glad you are here. I am going to do something that has been greatly overdue. My birthday was August 2nd and I had lovely, amazing friends send me so many incredible books, and so I want to show them all to you. Are you ready? I'm going to start out by saying how incredibly blessed I am to have so many amazing friends that I have met through this community. I love BookTube. I love all the friends that I've made, and they truly blessed me so much on my birthday. It is unbelievable. And I was so excited to receive all of these gifts. I was running up to the mailbox every day, so excited. You have no idea. And when I got each one of them, I just felt like I got a hug from a friend, and it was just the best thing ever. So I'm excited to show them all to you. Let's start. I have kind of a makeshift TBR cart. It's not necessarily a TBR cart. It sort of is, but I have another one that I am ordering. I just haven't gotten around to figuring out which color I want and what I want to do with it and where the space would go. So this is my makeshift TBR cart. Enjoy it. It's tiny, it's teeny weeny. But the first book that I'm going to show you is from an incredible friend, Levers Adores. This is from Yvette, and I was so excited to receive this book because I had been loving this book's cover. And I had heard a lot of people talk about this, specifically Darling Desi, who I adore and I fangirl over 100%. But this is, I think, supposed to be like a fantasy light with a hint of historical fiction, maybe. I could be wrong. But I'm gonna go ahead and read the note. I don't know if I kept the notes for all of them. I tried to keep them in the front sleeve of the book, but it's been a while and they've kind of acclimated into my house and I've put them in different places. So I still have this one and I'm gonna read it for you. This one says, "Happy birthday. This book comes with the caveat that we must buddy read it together because we haven't done one before, and that's a tragedy." It really is. I'm so glad I met you this year, from Yvette. She is such a sweet person. Her handle is @LeversAdores. You can see it right there. Maybe. There we go. And she is just amazing, and I love her so much. So let's read and see what this is about. It says, "Expertly plotted, explosively adventurous, and burning with romance. The Argentinian Inez Oliveira belongs to the glittering upper society of 19th century Buenos Aires. And like the rest of the world, the town is steeped in old world magic that's been largely left behind or forgotten. Inez has everything a girl might want, except for one thing she yearns for the most, her globe-trotting parents, who frequently leave her behind. As she receives word of their tragic deaths, Inez inherits their massive fortune and a mysterious guardian, an archaeologist in partnership with his Egyptian brother-in-law. Yearning for answers, Inez sails to Cairo, bringing her sketch pads and a golden ring her father sent to her for safekeeping before he died. But upon her arrival, the old world magic tethered to the ring pulls her down a path where she discovers there's more to her parents' disappearance than what her guardian led her to believe. With her guardian's infuriatingly handsome assistant thwarting her every turn, Inez must rely on ancient magic to uncover the truth about her parents' disappearance, or risk becoming a pawn in a larger game that will kill her. The Mummy meets Death on the Nile." This sounds incredible, and I can't wait to get into this. And me and Yvette are actually going to buddy read this the second half of September, so I am so excited. The next book that I have is actually 2 books that should be 3. And the reason I don't have the third one currently is because Wendy is borrowing it, and you've already seen me gush about it. The Edge of the In-Between has been absolutely just everything to me. I highlighted, annotated. I did so much in that book, more than I've ever done before. I just loved it. It is such a great grief representation. It is a Secret Garden retelling, but it is so much more. There are so many quotes that are just relatable to life, and it just comes full circle at the end. There are lessons that you learn about grief, and the way that she wraps it up is so incredible. I wrote the author personally and thanked her for the message and told her how much it meant to me, and she responded, and we had some lovely conversation, and so I'm just so happy that I got that book from her. This is from my bestie Megan, and she also has an Instagram called Flippin' and Thriftin', and I will put it down below, but she got me this book, this book, which I am so excited. I actually skipped the book of the month for the book that this was for. And I was so disappointed because later on, so many people were reading this book. And I think it was like Darling Desi was reading this, not Darling, was it? Yes, Darling Desi. Also, I think Haley Fawn read this book. So I'm excited. It says, a boy meets a girl, the past meets the future, a finger meets a trigger, the beginning meets the end. So I'm going to read this one too. I think I'm just going to read a little bit, not the whole thing because it's very long. In the near future, a civil servant is offered the salary of her dreams to work on a top secret project. A recently established government ministry is gathering expats from across history to establish whether time travel is feasible for the human body, but also for the fabric of space-time. She is tasked with working as a bridge, living with, assisting, and monitoring the expat known as 1847, or Commander Graham Gore. As far as history is concerned, Commander Gore died on Sir John Franklin's doomed 1845 expedition to the Arctic. So he's a little disoriented to be living with an unmarried woman who regularly shows her calves, surrounded by outlandish concepts such as washing machines, Spotify, and the collapse of the British Empire. But with an appetite for discovery, a 7-a-day cigarette habit, wow, and the support of a charming and chaotic cast of fellow expats, he soon adjusts. Over the next year, what begins as an excruciatingly uncomfortable housemate dynamic evolves into something deeper and more meaningful. So obviously this has a lot of like slow burn romance, ill-fated love interests, like maybe people who weren't meant to be together, but somehow find their way. So I'm excited. It's supposed to kind of be like, I guess, a historical sci-fi fantasy vibe. So I'm pretty excited to try it and see where it goes. But this is supposed to be a very intellectually stimulating book. So hopefully I can keep up. But the next book my bestie got me, Megan, is the Kindred Spirits Supper Club. And I have been wanting this for such a long time because it just, when I think Kindred Spirits, I think of Anne of Green Gables. So anytime I see that anywhere, I'm just automatically drawn to it. But the cover was stunning. It was blurbed by Emily Henry. It says, a heart-squeezing love story with a perfect sprinkling of mystery and magic. This is really long on the back, so I'm just going to read a little bit of the blurb. Jobless and forced home to Wisconsin, journalist Sabrina Monroe can tolerate reunions with frenemies and kisses from old boyfriends, but not the literal ghosts that greet her in the heartwarming tale of the power of love and connection from acclaimed author Amy Reichert. So maybe this has a little bit of a ghostly vibe, I'm not sure, but I will have to read the entire back of it. But it's supposed to be warm and cozy. There's a cast of ghosts, and there's like a second chance romance aspect. So I think it will be great for the spooky season. So thank you, Megan. I love you so much. First of all, I would also like to give a shout out to my bestie, Wendy, who got me this incredible shirt that says the Tortured Readers Department. I'm so used to saying it the other way. I flipped for this shirt. When I opened it up at my birthday party, I was overwhelmed with excitement. I am a huge Swiftie, and I cannot get enough of anything Taylor Swift. Literally, it is my life's blood. I'm so excited. But she got me this incredible book, Half a Soul. I don't have it with me because I finished it. I gave it a 4-star. It was excellent, and I have to say, it was quite the exciting ride. It was Regency fantasy, which I have not actually read much from, so it was really, really good. But I actually have already given it to her to borrow. But I would just like to say it was excellent. So if you are into something that is like Bridgerton vibes meets Throne of Glass, because the character, the lead character, the heroine is so independent, strong-willed, speaks her mind. It's like a collaboration of those two things, and it's absolutely fabulous. You will love it. Thank you to my bestie, Wendy. I was so excited to receive these gifts. Of course, she got me a lot more, and so did my bestie, Megan, but I didn't show everything on here because that would take forever. But I absolutely loved the gifts, and they took me to dinner, and it was so much fun, and I love them so much. Editing Leah here, she also gave me a gift that was really early in the year. Everything's falling down. She gave me this incredible book sleeve by the Bestie Book Sleeve. I love it. It is Swift tea. So as you can see, it shows different eras of Taylor Swift in tea bag form. Now, I love tea. I love peppermint tea is my absolute favorite. I also love vanilla spice tea. I love hibiscus tea. I just thought this was such a clever gift. She gave it to me early, so I've been able to enjoy it, but this just goes with like the whole Taylor Swift theme, and I adored it. So thank you so much to my bestie, Wendy. So the next things I have to show you, number one, my earrings. They say Dr. Pepper on them. And I got beautiful books. I will actually put a picture below of what my book looked like when it came wrapped. My incredible friend, Keisha from A Book Like You, got me this Taylor Swift like blind surprise book combo. It had like a charm, it had pictures, it had stickers. It was wrapped up in 1989 like theme, which is my absolute favorite album. And it was just so incredible. I still can't stop thinking about it. I think about it often. And it was just one of the greatest gifts. So this was the book that was the surprise I got inside, which is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Now, I have not read anything by these bestie authors, but I am so excited to try this one, and I'm going to read the back of it. It says, a dynamic love story will restore anyone's faith in love. Macy Sorensen is settling into an ambitious, if emotionally tepid routine. Work hard as a new pediatrics resident, plan her wedding to an older, financially secure man, keep her head down and heart tucked away. But when she runs into Elliot Petropoulos, the first and only love of her life, second chance romance, the careful bubble she's constructed begins to dissolve. Once upon a time, Elliot was Macy's entire world, growing from her gangly, bookish friend into the man who coaxed her heart open again, only to break it on the very night he declared his love for her. That kind of sounds like Rory Gilmore and Dean when he says, I love you, and then they break up that night. Told in alternating timelines, between then and now, teenage Elliot and Macy grow from friends to much more, spending weekends and lazy summers together in a house outside San Francisco, devouring books, sharing favorite words, and talking through their growing pains and triumphs. That sounds absolutely incredible. I am so excited. I love second chance romance, and I just love the book. I think it was by Carly Fortune, Every Summer After. And this kind of sounds similar because it's like childhood friends or lovers, and then they end up growing apart, and then they have a second chance at love. So I'm so excited to get into this. Thank you, Keisha. She also sent me 2 other books that were something we had already talked about, but I considered them for my birthday because she gave them to me for free. She didn't put them on her Pango. She just gave them to me because I wanted them, and I was so excited. I have been wanting this for such a long time. Now, I do have this on NetGalley as an ARC, but I wanted a physical copy so bad because at the time I did not want to read it on Kindle. So I am so excited. I don't think I need to go into much detail about this book because it's pretty like fan favorited by everybody right now, but the blurb says, what if you thought you murdered your best friend, and if everyone else thought it too? What if the truth doesn't matter? So already that sounds incredible. This is like a podcast murder mystery, sort of like Only Murders in the Building, if you've ever watched that show. I love that show. I haven't watched any of the newer seasons yet, but so I'm excited for this one too. And then Dead in Gondola is not only Jordan Elaine, her favorite, I think it's her favorite cozy, but it's also one that Keisha really enjoyed, I think. And so this is a Christie Bookshop mystery by Anne Claire. And it says, in the series debut, a mysterious bookshop visitor dies under murderous circumstances, compelling the Christie sisters and their cat Agatha to call on all they've learned about solving mysteries from their favorite novelist. It's an Agatha Christie inspired book. That is so cool. So thank you, Keisha, for all of my amazing gifts. I love you so much. Okay, I'm so excited about the next set of books because my friend Jules, who is amazing, and I love her. I talk to her pretty much every day, just like I talk to Keisha and Wendy. She got me this incredible 2-book gift. And the first one was Thank You for Listening. This is by Julia Whalen. And I had her note that she gave me, and I had laid it down, and I don't know what happened to it. So maybe I should make that a standard that I'm going to read every note. So just ignore that. It didn't happen. If that was the only one, I know that I have them. I think that I kept some of them on my dresser, but this is Thank You for Listening by Julia Whalen. This has been a super anticipated book for me because I love her as an audiobook performer. She is literally unmatched, and she has been writing several books, and her book, My Oxford Year, is my favorite book so far in the year 2024 for my mid-year freakout tag, followed closely by The Edge of the In-Between. And so this book is so floppy, first of all, which was incredible. I have literally bent it all the way back. So I am about probably, let's see. I am this far into the book. I'm on part 4. It is sensational. I haven't put it on my Goodreads yet. I probably need to. But it says, for Sawani Chester, being an audiobook narrator is a long way from her old dreams, and the days of being a star on film sets are long behind her. I don't know if I read that right. She's found success and satisfaction from the inside of a sound booth. When she arrives in Las Vegas last minute for a book convention, Sawani unexpectedly spends a whirlwind night with a charming stranger. Then she discovers one of the world's most beloved romance novelists wanted her to perform her last book with Brock McKnight, the industry's hottest, most secretive voice. Sawani doesn't buy the romance novels are selling, not after her own dreams were tragically cut short. Her admiration of the late author changes her mind, though, and resurrecting her old romance, she and Brock forge a real connection hidden behind the comfort of anonymity. Soon she is dreaming again, but when secrets are revealed and the realities of life come crashing down around her once more, she can learn to risk everything. Can she learn to risk everything for the desire she has so long buried? This book is so funny. Let me just tell you, the first chapter, she's on a plane listening to some kind of unsavory scenes that she has to then replicate as an audio performer. And her headphones come unplugged, and she's beside a little girl, and she panics, and the little girl hears the entire scene, and it just was pretty funny. Like, from the get-go, this book was hilarious, so I'm so excited. The next book that I got from Jules, who's so great, I love her, is The Reappearance of Rachel Price. Now, this is also by Holly Jackson, who is the author of the very famous A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I have read earlier this year, and I loved it. It was fabulous, sensational. So this book says, Lights, Camera, Lies. 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mom's mysterious disappearance. 16 years ago, Rachel Price vanished, and young Belle was the only witness, but she has no memory of it. Rachel is gone, long presumed dead, and Belle wishes everyone would just move on. But the case is dragged up from the past when the Price family agrees to a true crime documentary. Belle can't wait for filming to end, for life to go back to normal, and then the impossible happens. Rachel Price reappears, and life will never be normal again. I'm so excited. I'm not going to finish reading the rest because it's very long, but this is going to be sensational. Thank you, Jules. I love you so much. A little break in showing you all the books. I'm going to show you a little bit of like other content and fun things that I got for my birthday. Number one, I got a bookshelf, and I can't really put it together yet because I need a few more decorative things, but a friend from church, she handmade me all of these little books based on things that I've read. Like, oh my gosh, this one is Lock Every Door. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can, there. Lock Every Door. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, another one that I've read, and a lot of other books. What the River Knows, look at that, Yvette. She made me all these incredible books. Home Before Dark. They're so cute, and she gave me an incredible bookshelf to put together, but I have to do that soon, and I'm so excited. This is like Joanna Fluke, I think. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm going to. But look at how sweet. How to End a Love Story. Just like all of them are so nice, and she added in some extras. She added in like these other like little books that are fairy tale like books, and then the one I'm really excited about, she gave me this one that Wendy actually got for me. I keep dropping it. Half a Soul. She made that one for me. And I just think that was so unique and sweet. So thank you, Jodi. You're an incredible friend. I love you so much, girl. it just keeps getting better. Like all these little books, I love it so much. The Secret Garden, look at that. I love them and I love her, and I'm gonna put it all together and hopefully have it on my shelf soon. By the way, I decorated my shelf for fall. Yay, do you see it? How pretty, yeah. All right, I also have some things that I'm gonna show you that were from a friend. Her name is Talia, and she is on Instagram, booking on a budget. She got me these incredible little bookshelf ends, and they are Taylor Swift. I have another one up there, but it's literally holding up my books right now, so I don't want to get it off. But I thought that was absolutely amazing. She got me this Swift tea cup. Let me see if I can focus. Look at how cute. It's got all of the different albums and eras. So Talia also got me this book This Time Next Year, How Many Chances to Meet Your Perfect Match by Sophie Cousins. I've heard this is absolutely like Lorelai and Luke vibes. This was actually on a book where I was looking up Gilmore Girl fanfic, so I hope that it gives and delivers Gilmore Girls love triangles. But it says their lives began together, but their worlds couldn't be more different. After years of misconnections, they're about to meet again. Minnie Cooper knows two things with certainty: that her New Year's birthday is unlucky, and that's all because of Quinn Hamilton, a man she's never met. Their mothers gave birth to them at the same hospital just after midnight on New Year's Day, but Quinn was given the cash prize for being the first baby born in London in 1990, and the name Minnie was meant to have as well. Okay, I don't really know. I didn't feel like that made sense. With luck like that, it's no wonder each of her birthdays has been more of a disaster than the one before. When Minnie unexpectedly runs into Quinn at a New Year's party on their mutual 13th birthday, she sees only more evidence that fortune has continued to favor him. The gorgeous, charming business owner truly seems to have it all. While Minnie's on the brink, oh, I said 13th. It's 30th. No wonder I was confused. I'm like, they have it all at 13. What? Anyways, but if Quinn and Minnie are from different worlds, why do they keep bumping into each other? And why is it that each fraught encounter leaves them both wanting more? So I'm so excited to try this. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Wendy, I also forgot to show something else she got me, which was Taylor Swift inspired. Let me see if I can focus on it. Nope. Oh, there we go. Look at how cute it is. Tortured Poets Book Club. I love this bookmark so much. Next book I got is from an incredible friend, and I think, nope, did I save the, no, actually I remember, this one didn't come with a note because Jessie sent it and she said it was like a really heartfelt note, and it did not come with the book, and she was really disappointed. But this is from Jessie, my amazing friend, who is from Reading with Jess, and she got me The Royals Next Door. I think she had read it and she really liked it, and she saw it on my TBR, and so or my wish list. She was so excited to gift it to me, and she is another friend that I have gotten closer with and talked to every day, and so it's just been really fun to get books from people that I love. So my friend Keisha, she got me that mystery book from Taylor Swift, and this is one of the items. I actually had it in this book, so this is the Taylor Swift bookmark, so I love it. But this book says, an ordinary summer goes royally awry when a prince and princess move next door, bringing their handsome bodyguard with them. Piper Evans, an elementary school teacher by day, avid romance reader, and anonymous podcaster by night. She has a quiet, reclusive life taking care of her mother, who lives with mental illness, avoiding her regrettable ex, who bartends in town, and trying to make inroads at the tight-knit island community that still sees her 5 years in as an outsider. She's happy with how things are, really, until British royals rent the property next to hers and the brooding bodyguard decides she's a security threat. That's so funny. Piper quickly realizes that one person's fairy tale is an ordinary woman's nightmare as a media frenzy takes over the island, and each run-in with Harrison Cole is hotter and more confusing than the last. Why can't I read today? It's so funny. But beneath Harrison's no-nonsense exterior lies a soft heart, one that could tempt a woman who's sworn off attachments into believing in white knights. But when Piper finds herself smack in the middle of a royal scandal that rocks the island, she'll need more than Harrison's strong arms to shield her. she'll have to do a little rescuing herself. With careers, hearts, and friendships on the line, Piper and Harrison will have to decide what they're willing to give up for a chance at their own happily ever after. This sounds incredible, and I'm so excited. Thank you, Jessie. I love you so much. The next book I have is from my incredible friend, Jordan, from Jordan Elaine, right here on BookTube. She also has just started a Patreon, which I will put right here so you can see it. And she got me this book right on cue, and it is so amazing. I actually have them. I'm sorry, I had them for some, but some of them are not like with me. They're like on my dresser or something. Happy birthday, Leah. Sorry this is late. You're such a ray of sunshine. Keep shining for Jesus. Hope you have a blessed day, from Jordan Elaine. I am so excited. Thank you so much. You're the sweetest. This book is right on cue. True Love Wasn't in the Script by Fallon Ballard. So I'm so excited to read this book. I'm going to read the back of it. Amy Harper is no stranger to Hollywood, having penned some of the most popular movies of the past few years. But her latest project has hit a standstill, unable to find the perfect leading lady. Emily's been recruited to take on the role herself, dusting off acting skills she hasn't used in over a decade. Things take a turn for the worse when she's left with the one co-star she can't trust, Grayson West, a blockbuster action hero known for his megawatt smile and impossible abs. Grayson is anyone's dream of a romantic lead. Too bad Emily still blames him for her disastrous first movie and the early end of her acting career. The friction between the two risks tanking the movie, and no one knows if it's lingering awkwardness from their youth or unresolved sexual tension. I'm so excited to read this. Thank you so much, Jordan. You are incredible, and you are also a ray of sunshine. Love you, girl. By the way, these are in no particular order, just so you know. My level of adoration does not mean how I present these books to you. They are just randomly pulled off my shelf. I got this next book from the sweetest person ever, Gwendolyn Kinsinger. She's right here on BookTube, on YouTube. She has a Patreon as well. She is incredible. I met her through Keisha and joining her Patreon, and I just think she is the sweetest person. We talk also almost every single day, and she has just given me like her absolute friendship, and it has been wonderful. But she grabbed me this book, and I have the note. I'm so excited about it. This one is one of my favorite books of all time. It can be a tough read, but I truly think it's worth it, and I hope you love it as much as I do. Happy birthday. I want you to know I cherish your friendship so much, from Gwendolyn Kinsinger. I love you, girl. Me and Gwen have just been having such great talks and bonding over different seasons that we've been in, and so she's just such a great person, and she sent me this book because she knows this year has been very difficult for me, and this book is actually on grief, and that's something that I have been reading up a lot on to try to just give myself some exposure therapy. But this is The Collected Regrets of Clover. Death she gets, it's life she can't figure out. From the day she watched her kindergarten teacher drop dead during a dramatic telling of Peter Rabbit, Clover Brooks has felt a stronger connection with the dying than she has the living. After the beloved grandfather who raised her dies alone while she is traveling, Clover becomes a death doula in New York City, dedicating her life to ushering people peacefully through their end-of-life process. Clover spends so much time with the dying that she has no life of her own, until the final wishes of a feisty old woman send Clover on a road trip to uncover a forgotten love story and perhaps her own happily ever after. As she finds herself struggling to navigate the uncharted roads of romance and friendship, Clover is forced to examine what she wants and whether she'll have the courage to go after it. This sounds incredible. I am so excited to get started. Thank you, Gwen. You are the sweetest. Love you so much. These next two books are from this amazing person, Melissa. She is here on Instagram. I have met her through the various discussions and Patreons. We have corresponded through postcard exchanges and even a fun box of goodies exchange on Gwen's Patreon, and she is just the sweetest person. She sent me How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. And I will tell you, I already started this on audio and it is very good. Imagine if the person who is blamed for your sister's death shows up at their funeral and then also shows up later on in your life as someone you have to co-work with on a movie project, or not a movie project, a book turned to movie project. It is literally the coolest book. I have really been enjoying it. I pretty much gave you the gist of it. That's how it's going. It is a second chance romance, but not for the same sister. Interesting. I feel like this book is really like teetering the line of what's taboo and like unhinged, and I'm here for it. So thank you, Melissa. I'm so excited. It is also a Reese's book club pick, if you were wondering. I love her book club, and so this is Reese verified. The next book she got me is my entire personality. If you know anything about me, you know how much I love tacos. Somebody got this for me for my birthday as well. It says, as for me and my house, we will serve tacos. I love Mexican food. I was pretty much like born in the wrong like culture maybe, because I literally have queso and salsa in my blood. But this is a Taste of Texas cozy mystery series. If you are someone who loves Mexican food as much as me, I highly recommend picking these up. There are, I believe, either 3 or 4 of them. Let me make sure I'm right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this would be this. Okay, so there's 3. This is the 3rd one. So I am so excited for these. So it says, sizzles with West Texas flavor and a mystery as satisfying as a plate of fresh tamales. Okay. So this says Tex-Mex waitress and part-time reporter Josie Callahan is about to take a bite out of crime in the Lone Star State. It's fiesta time in Broken Boot, Texas, and tourists are pouring into town faster than free beer at a bull roping for the mouth-watering Cinco de Mayo festivities. Tex-Mex waitress Josie Callahan, her feisty abuela, and even her spunky chihuahua Lenny are polishing their dances called folklorico, probably the worst botch of that word ever, for Saturday's big parade, while Uncle Eddie is adding his own spicy event to the fiesta menu, Broken Boot's first annual charity chili cook-off. That's a mouthful. But Uncle Eddie's hopes of impressing the town council go up in smoke when cantankerous chili cook Lucky Straw is found dead in his tent. And when Josie's beloved uncle is accused of fatal negligence, she, Lenny, and the steadfast detective Lightfoot must uncover who ended the ambitious chili head's life before another cook kicks the bucket. That sounds so exciting. I love Texas. I love chili. I love Mexican food. Let's go. Thank you, Melissa. You are the sweetest, and I am so excited about the books that you got me. They are amazing. The next book I got is from a wonderful friend at church. She gave me a gift card for Barnes & Noble, and she didn't know it, but she helped me buy a book that had been on my wish list for such a long time, and that is The Friendship Study. My kids picked this up earlier, and they were like, ew, look at their kissing. It's so gross. Apparently, they're like really getting at it in front of this book cover. But I have really been wanting to read this. It says, Jesse Logan doesn't want a fresh start. He wants his old life back before an injury made his career as a firefighter impossible, before his grandfather's Alzheimer's got so bad that he doesn't recognize Jesse anymore. When a friend tells him about a paid psychological study, Jesse sees it as a chance to get back the man he was while making a little extra cash. All Lulu Banks is asking for is a fresh start. Back home after a devastating breakup, she's struggling to find her place. She's always been a lot. Too loud, too eager, too ambitious about her feelings too much. I feel like that all the time. The friendship study seems like a great idea until she's paired with Jesse Logan, who recently ghosted her after a blind date that led to a steamy makeout session. On the front, we know all about it. Now that old familiar tension is back, despite the program's strict no romance rule, Jesse and Lulu are quick to find a workaround that allows them to explore their tenuous connection. And soon they're on their way to total self-improvement as long as they don't get caught. So I just thought this sounded so cool. Like, obviously they have feelings for each other, but they're in an environment where they can't express them. So I was like, that sounds so good. So thank you, Brooke. If you have made it this far, you are a true treasure. These are a lot of books to go through. I have this one from my amazing bestie, Morgan, who I love so much. I had just added this to my want to reads, and she found it and added it to my birthday gift, which I was so excited about. This is The Last of the Moon Girls by Barbara Davis. and this has been said to be a very incredible book. She turned her back on her family's legacy. Now she must find a way to save it. Lizzie Moon never wanted Moon Girl Farm. 8 years ago, she left the land that 9 generations of gifted healers had tended, determined to distance herself from the whispers about her family's strange legacy. But when her beloved grandmother, Althea, dies, Lizzie must return and face the tragedy still hanging over the farm's withered lavender fields. I love lavender. The unsolved murders of 2 young girls and the cruel accusations that followed Althea to the grave. Lizzie wants nothing more than to sell the farm and return to her life in New York, until she discovers a journal Althea left for her, a book of remembrances meant to help Lizzie embrace her own special gifts. When she reconnects with Andrew Grayson, one of her few in town friends who believe she is innocent, she resolves to clear her grandmother's name. But to do so, she'll have to decide if she can accept her legacy and whether to follow in the footsteps of all the moon women that came before her. This gave me like Man on the Moon vibes, like the old Reese Witherspoon book. It has nothing to do with this, but just the cover kind of reminded me of that. A little girl kind of left to her own devices, or a young girl that has, like a family history of something interesting, who's trying to find herself. So I am so excited for this book, and I'm so happy that I got it from my bestie Morgan, and I love you so much. Thank you. Right, we are coming to the end of the line. I have so many amazing books. It's been so fun to share. This next book is from my incredible friend Tammy. I love her so much. We talk pretty much every day. She is such a great cheerleader and supporter, and she's in like every Patreon and reads so many great books. And she got me Annabelle Monaghan's Summer Romance, which everybody has been talking about. And I am over the moon about this book. I didn't get to it this summer, but that is not stopping me. I probably will just read it through the fall season. Don't tell. But it says, "Happy birthday, Leah Beth," from Tammy. She not only got me this book, but she also got me this incredible bag. I have been wanting a library bookish bag, and it says, "There's no such thing as too many books. And isn't it not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?" I love it. I literally carry it to church with me all the time. I carry it to the store with me. I am obsessed with that bag. So the back of this book, I'm going to read for you. It says, "Benefits of a summer romance. It is always fun, always brief, and no one gets their heart broken." Allie Morris is a professional organizer whose own life is a mess. Her mom died 2 years ago, then her husband left, and she hasn't worn pants with a zipper in a long time, longer than she cares to remember. Dude, same. I wouldn't either. No one is more surprised than Allie when the first time she takes off her wedding ring and puts on pants with hardware, overalls count, right? She meets someone, or rather her dog claims a man for her. That is hilarious, by peeing on him. Ethan smiles at Allie like her pants are just right, like he likes what he sees. He looks at her like she's a younger, braver version of herself. The last thing newly single mom Allie needs is to make her life messier, but there's no harm in a little summer romance, is there? This is so sweet. Everybody needs a chance at love that is whimsical and exciting and beautiful. Even if you are a mom, even if you're someone who's gone through a tragic divorce, even if you've gone through a separation, be gentle with yourself and realize that you are gorgeous, you are worthy of every kind of love, you are amazing, and get back out there and get your man. Do it, you got this. Thank you, Tammy. This book is going to feed my soul, and I am so excited about it. I only have a few more books up here, and they've actually all fallen. So bear with me. This is why I need a different TBR cart, right? This next book, I love this person. Robin Wallace is just the sweetest person. She's here on Instagram. She has been my cheerleader from day one. We called her, me and Wendy, for a while, like my super fan, because she was always commenting, always liking, and just being so supportive. She shared my Instagram on her Instagram, and I just think that she is a wonderful, amazing person to have in your corner. So please go and find her, follow, and subscribe to everything she's got going on. She's on a amazing Alaskan adventure right now, and I'm so happy for her to be just enjoying this phase of her life and embracing this new season. But she got me this book by Ashley Poston, a novel love story. So excited about it, and she sent this note. "Happy birthday, my sweet friend. Thank you for being part of my Bookstagram besties. Love, Robin." I love her. She's so sweet. So this says, consider me Ashley Poston's greatest admirer, Carly Fortune. She blurbed that. I love that. Love is stranger than fiction. Eileen Elsie Merriweather loves to get lost in a good happily ever after, the fictional kind anyway, because at least imaginary men don't leave you at the altar. She feels safe in stories and at home in books, which might be why she's so set on going to her book club's annual retreat this year. She needs good friends, cheap wine, and grand romantic gestures no matter what. When her car unexpectedly breaks down on the way, she finds herself stranded in a quaint town that seems like it's right out of a novel, because it is. This place can't be real, and yet she's here in Eloriton, I think, the town from her favorite romance series, where the candy store's honey taffy is always sweet, the local bar's burgers are always a little burnt, and the rain always comes in the late afternoon. It feels like home. It's perfect and perfectly frozen, trapped in the late author's last and unfinished story. Wow, that is so cool. Elsie is sure that must be why she's here, to help bring the town to its storybook ending. Except there is a character in Eloriton whom she can't place, a grumpy bookstore owner with mint green eyes, an irritatingly sexy mouth, and impeccable taste in novels. And he does not want her finishing this book, which is a problem because Elsie is beginning to think the town's happily ever after just might be intertwined with her own. It is Emotional and Tender by B.K. Borison. I am so excited. Well, the quote was by B.K. Borison. I am so excited for this book. It's going to be incredible. Thank you so much, Robin. You were the sweetest, best cheerleader ever, and I hope you have an incredible trip, and thank you for this book. The next book I got was from my high school bestie, Anna, who is Wendy's sister. I love these girls. We have been best friends forever. We've grown up together. Both of these sisters have greatly impacted my life. It's been incredible, the Jesus that they have shown me. And Anna was walking with me through really a lot of high school drama and course corrected me, encouraged me, and she is just such an incredible person. And she loves classic books. She is such an intellectual classic reader, and she sent me To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This edition, which is a vintage classic from Penguin Random House, is like the most beautiful edition ever. Can you see it? Look at how cute. I'm so excited. Everybody knows the synopsis of this classic, but I am so excited to get started. I have not read many classics, to be honest with you, and so I feel like this would be great to add to my repertoire of classics so I can seem really smart. Thank you, Anna. Love you, girl. The next book was an absolute surprise to me. I have never met this person, but she has been such a great fan, such a great supporter of my Bookstagram and Wendy's as well. She is actually a high school friend of Wendy's, and her name is Rebecca. She is so sweet. It said in the note, "Happy birthday, Wendy sent me your link from Rebecca Kirschman." And she is like one of Wendy's good friends from the past. And so that was so incredible that she sent me this beautiful copy of the Puffin books by Penguin Teen Random House. Look at how beautiful. I hope it focuses. Look at that. It is like gorgeous. One of the most gorgeous books I now own. I love it. It's not focusing. There we go. This is my favorite book. Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book ever. It'll always be the book that changed me because it showed me what real romance should look like. Real romance doesn't have to be burn bright, so bright that you fizzle out. You know, it can be a slow burn. It can be loyalty, honor. It can be admiring someone from afar. It can also be hoping the best for someone even when you don't think it's going to work out. In this book, Darcy was just everything she needed and didn't know she wanted, and it was just so beautiful. So thank you so much, Rebecca. This was such an incredible surprise, and I was so over the moon to get this. You are the sweetest person. Drum roll, the last book I got for my birthday from my incredible friend Melody from church. She is the sweetest. She's also an avid reader. She is a big Frida McFadden girl. She's like a mystery girly. She got me this book, A Perfect Vintage from Chelsea Fagan. I have been wanting this book ever since I heard Darlene Desi talk about it on her channel. Something to know about me. I like books that Darlene Desi suggests because I feel like they're all very intellectually stimulating, but also maybe like vintage or aged in a way. So this one, of course, is a perfect vintage. Old Money, Younger Men, One Intoxicating Summer. Leah Mortimer, by the way, her name is Leah. Leah Mortimer has everything under control. As a highly sought-after consultant specializing in transforming dilapidated French country estates into boutique hotels, she relishes her freedom as a single child-free woman, and her life is full, occupied as much as her impeccable historic renovations as by the aristocratic and often exhausting French families she works for. But after the heated divorce of her closest friend and cousin Stephanie Bryce, Leah finds herself taking Stephanie and her college-age daughter to Lori Valley in France for the summer. Yes, please. Can I go? That would be amazing. As they tag along for Leah's latest work assignment, despite their best intentions, they threaten to complicate the tightrope act of launching the hotel on time. And when Leah unexpectedly falls for the much younger son of her boss, she quickly learns the beauty and danger of losing control. As affairs bloom in the idyllic chateau, wars of inheritance play out between the family, and betrayals threaten even the most solid relationships. Leah realizes that it's not just a broken heart she's risking, but her entire meticulously constructed, life blowing up in her face future. That sounds so good. I cannot wait to get to this. This is such a great haul for my birthday. Can you believe that everybody got me these many things? Like, I am over the moon. I just want you to know, I appreciate deeply each and every book, each and every gift, each and every wish for happy birthday on my channel. These were in no particular order, and if I gush more about one book more than another, I don't mean it in any way, shape, or form. Some books I was surprised by, some books I've been wanting for a long time and knew about, and some were a total mystery, total surprise to me. And I'm just overwhelmed and bubbling over with joy about every single gift, every single person. So much love from me to you. You have a cherished place in my heart that you took the time to wish me a happy birthday, to send me a gift, and to wish me well. It means the world. So thank you to all of my incredible friends. If I didn't have your note on hand, it's because it's in another safe place. It is not forgotten. It has not been overlooked. Everything you guys have done for me has been deeply felt and deeply seen. I wish everybody a great birthday that has a birthday in September. And just to highlight my friend Keisha, she does have a birthday sprint coming up. So her birthday is going to be on the 20th, I believe, of September, and her birthday sprint will be here on YouTube. So check that out, join, and have a great time. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Thank you for watching. I love you all. I hope that your tea is delicious and your books are amazing, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.